Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Chris the Voice. It's a big world out there, but in here, it's strictly Salina. Now, we like to showcase here on Strictly Salina all the local nonprofit organizations and groups that are doing good things in our community. If you yourself would like to be on the show, or you know of somebody who would like to be on the show or needs to be on the show, then give us a call, 785-823-2500. That's 823-2500. Give us a call and let us know, because we would love to have you on the show. Don't be shy. Tonight, though, we have a wonderful guest with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lori Blake with CAPS.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Doing well. First off, I want to ask you, though, what does CAPS stand for?
Well, it has stood for a couple different things over time, actually. Originally, it was Child Abuse Prevention Services. In 2006, when we added Advocacy Services, we changed our name to Child Advocacy and Parenting Services.
Okay. That sounds like
today.
a lot.
Yes.
Definitely. And so what is it that you guys, I know you're in the schools, and what is it you do, per se?
Well, I'm the executive director. My job is to make sure that the organization is growing and meeting the community's needs, and that we have the funds to keep our doors open and our staff doing the work that is so vital to our community.
Funds.
Yes.
That's the tough one right there. So you've got the hard job.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty easy to sell the work that they do every day.
Definitely. I could see that. And what you guys are doing is great. What is the mission of CAPS?
CAPS' mission is to improve children's lives and strengthen families through education, advocacy, and support.
Okay. So basically you are helping families get through just about everything, and helping kids that are being abused, or prevention of that, and teaching kids,
Right.
what kind of touch or what is abuse,
Right.
so to speak.
So CAPS actually was founded as a grassroots volunteer organization in the late 70s.
Oh, wow.
And their whole mission was to teach the community about how to prevent child abuse from occurring. So those really are our roots, and everything that we do focuses on the prevention thereof, or intervening on behalf of children who have experienced physical or sexual abuse.
Okay.
We became an official 501c3 organization in 1987, and so we've been in our community for a long while.
That is a long
We've
time.
grown from a half-time executive director that year to now a staff of 23 with 8 programs.
Wow.
We're in the schools. You talked a little bit about sexual abuse prevention education. That's Happy Bear. So that's for kiddos ages 3 through 8. It's teaching them about their bodies. It's teaching them about good touch and bad touch, and what to do if they experience a bad touch.
And that's a tough subject. As a parent, I mean, it's one of those, you don't know how to go about it, and to see that you guys have a program that it so easily explains it to them.
It does, and really Happy Bear is so wonderful because it's this approachable character that kids can relate to. It's not scary to them to talk to this educator in their classrooms, and it's important to begin at age 3. Most abuse begins and occurs before the child's 5th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So it's really important for those kids to understand what their bodies are, and that their bodies are their own. That
Definitely.
What private parts are, and who should be giving helping touches or not. And then what to do if they do experience a negative experience like abuse.
Well, as a parent, I would say thank you, definitely, for making it easier so you can speak to your kids.
Well, you're welcome.
And even if my kid doesn't have that program in their
Right.
school or something, by learning this, I can take that same kind of route.
And it does open that opportunity for conversation with parents. We send home coloring books and materials with the child.
Okay.
If the parent hasn't come to the presentation, all of our presentations are open to the public in their classroom, or even at the Salina Public Library, where we present annually.
Okay. And you guys do you step in when you see a child in need? I mean, is that your job, so to speak? I mean, do you guys
as
have...
the Child Advocacy Center, we actually are the location where children are interviewed.
Okay.
We host the center at the Donna Children's Center, and our team of professionals with the Department for Children and Families and our local law enforcement officers come together to conduct a forensic interview at Chris's Place Child Advocacy Center. So we use a multidisciplinary approach. The child's best interest is what we have at our heart.
Definitely.
We don't want them to have to be traumatized over and over again by telling their story repeatedly. So these professionals have gone through an extensive training on a specific technique on how to establish rapport with the children. And then that case is, or that interview is actually recorded onto a DVD, and it's observed by the whole team.
Smart.
We have a sexual assault nurse examiner on site also that can conduct the medical examination if that needs to happen.
That is amazing.
And so again, the whole point is to reduce the amount of trauma for that child. That DVD then is turned over to prosecution in cases where a disclosure is made and
So
there's
then
enough
they don't
evidence.
have to go through it again later on.
Right.
That is, man, that's got to save that child so much trouble and so much trauma.
Yes.
I can imagine. I mean, I've not had to deal with it, thank goodness, thank golly. But you see TV shows and stuff like that where, the poor kid's got to go through, and it is amazing to see that somebody has figured out how to just keep it all in one, and you guys are all working together to make sure that these kids are well taken care of.
Well, it really is kind of a silent epidemic in our community, not only our community, but our nation. And people need to be talking about the abuse that they experience. I mean, they say that 1 in 4 girls will have experienced some form of sexual abuse before they become an adult, and 1 in 6 boys. So it is a vital need in our community. And the key to that really is how we respond once that disclosure has been made. So not re-traumatizing them, not making them relive those experiences is really what we're all about. And then we have trained victim advocates on staff that follow the case of that, or the life of that case, and they help the family. They support the family through that process. They refer them to therapy and make sure that the child has everything that they need.
He's really take the reins and step in and really guide them through it.
Yes.
So that's good to hear that there's people out there to do that.
So we've been doing that here in Salina for 11 years. There have been 1,600 children interviewed at Chris's Place in that time. But we also know that that's not all of the abuse that's happening. I mean, it's not something that we talk about.
It's a hard conversation, and it's a hard topic to go over, that's for sure. So I can only imagine just having, I don't envy parts of your job, but to be able to help, that has got to be a very satisfying feeling.
It is. Of course, we hope to prevent that from happening from the beginning.
Definitely.
And that's what our parenting education is all about. So
you have parenting classes.
We do have parenting classes.
Definitely. I have seen that online.
So there are always, almost every Monday night during the course of the year, CAPS is offering classes in both English and in Spanish, all the way from the time a parent finds out they're pregnant until the child exits their home. So we are there for the lifetime. While the child is
you have a question
under the roof, that's
there
right.
You go.
That's right.
That's a good way to do it. I mean, pretty much all the way from beginning to end, and education is the only way to prevent.
It's
like
key.
You said.
It's key because we do what we know, right?
That is a fact.
So as a parent, if you don't go into parenting with a plan, we will just react to a certain situation.
Oh, Lord knows.
When we're upset or we're angry or we're highly emotional about something, if you haven't entered that with a plan and you haven't practiced how you're going to respond to those situations, then abuse is really easy something to occur.
Well, we definitely want to educate and get rid of it altogether.
You are not wrong there.
I don't know what the easy answer is, but apparently you guys have definitely found a way to get into it and, deal with it. And like I said, it's a tough conversation to have, and what you guys are doing is amazing. But I heard that you got some good news.
We did
some
get
really
some
good
pretty
news today.
Cool news.
What is
actually,
that?
the news came last week. It started, though, today, that we were selected to participate in the Newman's Own Holiday Challenge.
Oh,
which is our challenge to you, Salina, really.
Oh,
it is
challenge to Salina.
Your opportunity to
It's time for you guys to take it on.
We are blessed with the opportunity to raise as much money as we possibly can between now and January the 8th.
Okay.
Through online media, through donations that come in, and the organization that raises the most money in that amount of time will be granted an additional $150,000 from Newman's Own Foundation.
Ooh, $150,000. That could come in handy.
Our budget is $1.1 million. That is 10% of our budget.
Oh,
and
wow.
that is generally what we have to fundraise for. So it really would help us with some endowed resources.
Definitely.
And take care of some additional
That's a challenge to you,
needs.
Salina, right here.
But
Help
look
CAPS.
at us on Facebook,
Social media.
Social media, we're going to be kicking out a lot of information there. I hope to have some additional
Is it
media
CAPS
coverage.
Salina, or what is the
It's CAPS
Facebook page?
of Salina.
Okay, CAPS of Salina, CAPS of Salina is Facebook. Get on there, like it.
That's right. You can also
Follow
search
it.
us by Child Advocacy and Parenting Services, and
Okay.
you can find us that way as well.
Okay. And then how would a person get involved if they wanted to get involved with you guys?
They can just call our office, which
There
is
you go.
825-4493. We're always looking for volunteers, and there's lots of ways you can get involved, whether it's through fundraising activities. We have a lot of people who like to put together go bags for children who have experienced abuse and maybe been removed from their parents' custody, and so they need hygiene items. They need a bag of things that would include some sizable clothing, maybe even some entertainment things. Maybe I had a young woman who had a Sonic gift card for $10. And
wow.
the story just kills me to think about. She was so touched by having $10 to go to Sonic that she could pick whatever she wanted from the menu. She had been in a trafficking situation where her abuser had been controlling her, and to be able just to order her own drink off the menu was so touching to her. So we have people that put those kinds of things together for us, and we have them on hand. We also have the Salina County School Readiness Project, and so we're handing out books all of the time, trying to get parents to read to their children because those early years are so very important. We have people that come in and put together Happy Bear packets for Vicki to take into the classroom with her, or the bullying prevention education packets. So we have lots of ways that people can participate in our services, and we can't do it without Salina. 40% of our budget comes from Salina donations and individuals and foundations.
Well, this is a great community to give back, so hopefully we can get the word out there to them. You know, and definitely, if you live in Salina, you've heard of CAPS. Definitely, you guys are all over the place doing so many amazing things, and hopefully, you know, we can get this up and going on this social media campaign.
Thank you. The program that we're going to designate that to actually is CASA, which stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and those are really special volunteers that dedicate 30 hours to learn the legal system of foster care, and then they're appointed to a child in the foster care system. That takes great supervision. It takes a lot of resources and training to maintain that program. So,
and this is a volunteer position? I mean, so these guys are just...
We have 43 people who've gone through 30 hours of training, and they meet at least once a month with these children and their teachers, their medical providers, to be their voice in court, so that the decision about where they live permanently is their voice. It's not just a parent's or a social worker's voice that is coming back to that judge.
Because this person, I mean, they've worked with them and they know them quite well.
Right.
Well, I am glad to hear that there are people out there doing this and being there for the people who a lot of times don't have somebody there for them.
That's right.
You know, especially the little ones. You know, I've said this several times before, the future is our children. You know, no matter what, me and you, we're going at some point, and they are the future. And if you said it best, you know, you do what you know, and you know, the better we teach them, the better off they'll be.
That's what it's all about.
For sure. So thank you again to CAPS, and thank you again for coming on the show. Hopefully we can have you back.
I'd love that.
We would definitely like to get on Facebook. Guys, girls, get on Facebook, like it today, get this social media thing going, and hopefully we can get you guys winning and keep doing all this great things for Salina.
Well, I appreciate it.
So again, thank you again for coming on the show.
For having
we appreciate you.
I appreciate
and
it.
ladies and gentlemen, again, CAPS, get on Facebook, like them. I'm Chris the Voice. This has been Strictly Salina.